The Javits Center is the place in New York City where conventions happen. Like, I mean, Comic-Con, but like huge conventions because the place is enormous. So the entire place is being used to vaccinate New York. So people there are there of all ages because New York is now 16 and up. So they were literally like kids, teenagers, old people, like people were there from 16 and up. And it was kind of cool. So that, you know, they have that, I forget what they call it. It has a name, like the back and forth thing, like at the TSA. Like when you go in, you go into the queue and you're like weaving in and out and whatever. So it's very New York. So, okay, so you're there, right? And you're going to weave in and out. And there's this guy in front of me, this like millennial. And I shouldn't say it like that because we're kind of millennials, but like a young millennial with the phone, like looking at his phone, like walking really slowly and keeping the line up. Because the whole thing is the line like this is moving, but you got to move. But he's like texting and the person in front of him is already like lapped the line twice and nobody is saying anything to him. And I'm like, come on, New York, like get this guy moving, like make this guy move. Someone has to tell this guy that the rest of us are here. So I guess somebody finally said to him, dude, come on. So then these two women show up and they're just chatting away and they stop to talk. Okay. And again, like the line just dead stop. It's like, oh, I was almost there. So I finally get to the end of the line, right? And you go and you check in. And then once you check in, you go to another line. It's like these 4 lines, right? And each line goes to a different color, like the green line, the purple line, the yellow lines, like the subway. So I get to the end of the line. He sends me in the back to get my shot. So at the table, there are 2 chairs, one for each patient, 1 nurse, and one person at a computer behind some like lucite or glass or whatever it is. So the person is checking you in behind the computer. The other person who's getting their shot is sitting there and he's having a panic attack. He's freaking out. And the nurse, instead of giving him a shot, is trying to calm him down. And it's like, are you afraid of the needle? Are you afraid of the vaccine? What is it you're afraid of? He's like, I just like all of this is just like, it's really freaking me out. And I don't know if I can do it. And I'm really afraid of needles. And, you know, I went to, my therapist said I should come. And he's doing this whole big long, telling this whole story. And I'm like,
move it. Let's
like,
go.
Bitch, let him sit there. Come do my shot. Just take my arm, put his needle in my arm and let me get going, you know? And they're having like this whole session. And she's like, are you ready? Should I do it? Do you want another minute? Is there somebody here with you? And I'm just like, I'm still sitting there. So I look over at the person at the computer. I'm like, how long are we going to wait for this? Like, how long does this go on for?
Is this a 20-minute session? Is this, what is this? A psychologist? Psychiatrist? Right. What are we doing?
Are you bringing in a couch? Is there a whole team? Like, what happens next? Like, what goes on here? So he goes, you know what? And he goes, go back over to, so the entire thing is controlled by the military. It's the National Guard is there. So everyone is there in uniform. They're full on in uniform. They're in camo head to toe. You know what I mean? They have these cute little shoes on. So I go back over the guy, and they're all very serious. And I said, listen, I'm sorry, they're not taking people over there. They have a whole situation. Can you put me somewhere else? So luckily, he gave me this really nice woman named Crystal. She was really sweet. She gave my little shot. You know.
Why do you know her name?
Oh, you know me. I'm chatty. I'm like,
you're just as bad as the guy with the needle thing. I didn't. When I got my shot, I didn't even talk. I didn't even look at the lady.
Well, you're just rude.
No, I don't have time. Put it in my arm and let me go. It's not a conversation time.
No, they're people.
We're not friends.
They're people, and they deserve your respect.
No, okay, I respect her. But I'm not going to say, I don't care what her name is. I'm never going to see her again in my life.
Well, she introduced herself, and she said, I'm Crystal. I said, I'm Cooper.
Okay, now give me a shot. Let me go home.
Well, no, they have to ask you a bunch of questions, like, are you allergic to eggs? Or did you have a reaction to your flu shot? Like, all these kind of questions that they've already asked you, like, because you go through a process when you first walk in.
This is your second shot. This is
my second shot. So she was like, what was your response after the first shot? Did you have any problems? Like, how did you feel? She was asking all kinds of questions, right? So I said to her, well, how did you feel after your first shot? She said, I haven't gotten one yet. I was like, wait, what? Like, are you allowed to be here without?
Right.
Don't you have to be vaccinated to vaccinate us?
First.
she said to me, she goes, "Oh, believe me, it's not for lack of desire." She's like, "We don't get treated special here. This is not a hospital. This is the Javits Center. It's city run. The military is here. So we don't get any kind of special priority." She goes, "I've been on the computer trying to get an appointment." She's like, "I can't get an appointment." I'm like, "Can't you just like fall into a needle by oopsie. Gave myself didn't
now.
Right. She said, "No, that's, you can't do anything. She had to make an appointment and she had trouble getting an appointment. And she's like, I work all day. The only place I can get an appointment was in Staten Island, but I'm here in the city." She's having the same trouble that everybody else is having.
Mm-hmm.
So, she said, "We don't get any special treatment here." So I was really surprised to hear that.
So far, this conversation has gone on way too long. There doesn't need to be a conversation when you're getting the shot. You just go, "Thank you.
Here's my arm."
That's it. That's all you got to do. And move on. There's other people in the queue behind you. You forgot that you were pissed off 5 minutes ago because people were in the queue in front of you not moving. Now you're not moving because you're having a whole conversation.
Someone's on their radio show tonight going, "God, this bitch, like she went really fast through the queue, but then she was so chatty.
Hair, you would never believe what her hair looked
she had
like.
Too much hair. She was like chatting away. It's like, come on, bitch, we all got to get our shots. Move a bitch, move." Yeah, no. Well, okay, there was a lot of nurses there, a lot of tables, like literally hundreds. So they were doing a good job of getting
thousands of people in the line.
Yeah, that's true. They were doing a good job of getting people through, except at my table. I was taking a little extra time because Crystal and I were chatting.
Yeah, so no longer can you complain about anybody else in front of you.
Right, it's true. But I'm the biggest pain in the ass of them all.
Mm-hmm.
So she was really sweet. So she's like, "Okay, so now you follow the yellow." I was like, "Yellow brick road, Dorothy?" And she started laughing. She's like, "Yeah, follow the yellow brick road."
I want the girl in front of me cracking jokes. Let's go. All I want is a freaking shot. You know how long that takes? 5 seconds. Let's go.
The shot itself took 5 seconds, and I felt nothing. Like we were so busy chatting. She's like, "Okay, you're done." I was like, "Oh, you did the shot?"
Okay,
and I was
goodbye.
like, "Oh, that's
Have
a Band-Aid."
Nice day.
Right. Yeah. So I followed the yellow brick road, and I went to this little sitting area where now you can pull the video up. So the sitting area, they make you wait 15 minutes unless you have some special provision or some. Well, some people have to wait 30 minutes, and they say that they're like, 15-minute people, you can go. If you were told to wait 30 minutes, move to this section here.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're waiting, so a couple of weeks ago, Yo-Yo Ma came and performed. The Metropolitan Philharmonic was here, and I think these are members of the Metropolitan, the pit at the Metropolitan Opera House, I think they said. But check this out. So it's the Javits Center, and this is like these are professional. These are people whose mothers said to them, "Go practice your violin."
Okay, that's nice and all, and
Yeah.
I have a jam box and just play it there. But anyway, you don't have to wait 15 minutes to 30 minutes afterwards. You can just do what I did and walk out. It's not a law that says you have to wait there. I was like, got my shot, walked out. You should wait 15 minutes. Hey, leave me alone. I'm leaving. You don't have to wait.
They make you wait.
It's not a law. It's fine.
Okay,
they can walk
I
out.
realize it's not a law, and you can make a stink and leave. But remember, the National Guard is there, and at every row, at the end of the row, there's a person standing there with your stopwatch, so they know how long you've been there. And while you can say, "I'm leaving," if anything happens to you, they have a whole medical. They have like a med tent and medical professionals there. So in case you need attention, I mean, what am I going to do? Like, if something happens to me on the way home, what am I going to do? Like on 11th Avenue, flag a cab and be like, "Hi, anaphylactic shock. You got a shot on you?"
Yeah, I don't have time to wait. I just both times walked right out. Not waiting. They want me to wait. Not going to do it. I'll be fine.
Odds are you will be fine. I mean, I was fine. Yeah, but on the off chance that something's going to go wrong, that's what they're there for. They have medical professionals there to take care of you.
Okay, so now you
a
got
cab driver can't do that.
so well maybe you could. So now you have 2 shots. How do you feel?
Smug.
Oh, really? You still going to wear 2 masks?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because so there's that variant.
Mm-hmm.
Remember last night I was telling you I was all pissed off because the evening news, the 2 evening newses, one of them led with the variant. That's the news I watched. The other led with the stupid Tiger Woods story. Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So the variant is kind of scary. Only the Moderna shot, this is what the news was saying. Only the Moderna shot has whatever it has in it that can fight the variants.
Yeah.
I know. So the people who have Moderna have a better shot, no pun intended, of fighting the variants. But the Pfizer people are Pfizer fucked in case there's a variant. And by the way, that was fucked with a PF, like Pfizer.
Just in case you wanted to bleep that, it wasn't the bad word.
It wasn't the bad word. It was PF. UCKED.
Oh, okay. So I have the Moderna, so I'm fine.
Yeah, so I'm going to continue to wear. It depends where I go. Outdoors, I'm just going to wear 1 mask. But if I go indoors, I'm absolutely going to continue to wear 2 masks because, the shots are not 100%. They're 96% or 90. It's that small percentage, and you just don't want to be that person. There's a woman on Long Island. Do we discuss this? A woman on Long Island who was fully vaccinated and got COVID, got one of the variants. New York is actually pretty good right now, but there's certain little pockets in New York, and that area where we used to live, that part of Long Island, still has really high rates of COVID, and they have, people have the variant there, so they're being hospitalized at younger ages. It's really scary. So, am I wearing a mask? Yes. Am I wearing 2? Abso-friggin-lutely. And that's friggin' with the PF.
Well, last night, watching the news of the Javits Center was the first time I actually seen somebody with 2 masks on.
Really?
I haven't seen that yet. No.
Everybody in New York wears 2 masks.
No, nobody here wears a mask, period.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I've never seen 2 masks. So everybody they talked to had 2 masks. I was like, that is awesome.
Everybody here wears a mask, and a lot of people wear 2. Of all different ages, too. It's not just like the old people. Like I've seen old people walk around with no mask. I'm like, do you not understand how all this works?
Yeah, I saw that today. Look what Lion King Kitty said.
Oh, what did Lion King Kitty say? Well, Lion King Kitty works in a hospital, so she should know. Let's see. Hey, Anthony, bird. I know. Wait a second. And Rob is asking what's up with my hair. I have a man bun. I have a girl bun. I have a man bun on a girl. Does that make sense?
That's a Flintstones do.
Yeah, it looked like Pebbles today.
Exactly.